Chief Joseph Igbokwe is a Lagos-based businessman turned politician of fortune. He is a proud Lagosian, much like his mentor, the former governor of Lagos State and national leader of the ruling All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, whose ancestral origin is elsewhere other than the states of aquatic splendor. The mega city state of Lagos is of course home to Nigerians of all tribes and religions apart from the Yorubas who own it. Igbokwe is a detribalized Nigeria, a patriot whose patriotism must have been engendered by material and political interests other than those dictated by nobility and or altruism. At 65, the graduate of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, Enugu State, is doing well in Lagos politics. He hails from Nnewi, Anambra State. He cannot be described as a political neophyte, even though he has never won any election all his adult life. He cannot be ignorant of the world around him since he's an intellectual. Big Brother Joe may have worked hard enough to be a Tinubu, Lucky and Governor Sanwo-Olu boy in Lagos. Presently, he holds a top job in the Lagos State government, special advisor to Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on drainage and sewage, and is doing very well, earning his deserved pay and playing his several parts. But Lagos is Lagos and not Biafra land. At the end of his service years, a time shall surely come when he would need his Nnewi ancestral homeland for his retirement. Few days ago, the chieftain of the ruling All Progressives Party was reported to have dispatched a petition to the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba Akali, alleging that the IPOB members had threatened to kill him and wipe out his family over his consistent criticism of their incarcerated leader. In an emotional-laden SOS memo sent to the IGP, Joe was expressing himself more on parables and fables. A mother chicken says she is crying out to the world that a kite stole her chick, not because she can do anything to retrieve the stolen siblings, but to let the world hear her voice. He had written and continued, "Blind people should not lead people with eyes. Yet you do not tell the deaf and the dumb that war has started. When he sees others running, he will join them." Days before Igbokwe's allegation and petition surfaced online, Aloy Ejimako, one of the principal lawyers to the detained IPOB leader, had raised an alarm over threats to his life he had been receiving from some misguided IPOB members over his perceived role in the controversial suspension of the Ghost Monday, the sit-at-home directive since suspended. Lawyer Ejimako could not understand how and why he could be threatened with death by those he had been defending for years. And before him, sometime last year or thereabouts, a Lagos-based journalist and writer, Frederick Nwabufo, had disclosed that the IPOB leadership were threatening his life. The so-called Mr. One Nigeria, who pretends to love Nigeria more than the rest of us, was so terrified, and he had to petition the police and DSS authorities in Lagos over the threat. Journalist Nwabufo is convinced of this Nigerianness even when ours is ebbing fast. Coincidentally, Nwabufo happens to hail from Nnewi with Igbokwe. Nnewi is a great industrial town that produced the likes of the late Biafran warlord Dim Emeka Ojukwu. Faced with deteriorating and disorienting living conditions, majority of Nigerians could not find any meaning in Nwabufo's constant rabid defense of a forced unity in an insecure, unjust and chaotic environment. Even before his controversial capture and extradition to Nigeria, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has used his Radio Biafra to issue open threats to Igbokwe, and on one occasion he had mandated his followers to cut off Joe's head wherever they saw him. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in Nairobi, Kenya, and renditioned to Nigeria, he had come out to say some nasty things about the fall of the Biafran champion. He was captured on video kneeling down and thanking God for surviving Kanu, and when the self-appointed Yoruba Oduduwa Nation agitator Sunday Igboho was apprehended in Cotonou en route to Germany, Igbokwe mockingly declared that Juju had failed Igboho as it had failed in the southeast. Tasteless and classless stuff, of course, yet he is entitled to his opinion. In the struggle for the soul of Biafra, not everyone will necessarily agree on the methods, tactics, and strategies to adopt to achieve the objective. Self-determination. Joe Igbokwe is not alone in his opposition to the violent tactics being deployed by the IPOB and ESN gang. The Biafran elite, politicians, and big businessmen, for example, are united in their mutual opposition to the dismemberment of the nation. Not that they love Nigeria as presently constituted, but because they benefit from her vacuous national leadership and corruption. In 2019, as a spokesman of the ruling APC party, Lagos State, proud to his present position, Big Brother Joe Igbokwe had declared before the State House of Assembly screening committee that he belonged to no ethnic group. He described himself as a Nigerian and not belonging to any ethnic group, lampooning those he described as ethnic bigots. He said he got angry whenever people mentioned ethnicity. Igbokwe has the right to express his opinion, but the manner he goes about voicing his objections raises concerns about his Igbo-ness, his fraternity with his origin. He has not come out openly to say he hates Igbo land or Igbos or love Yorubas more than the Igbos, but his body language gives him away as one at home with the oppressors of his ancestral people. We believe Igbos are a formidable people and they deserve better in the Nigerian laborious projects. The present systematic marginalization for which they are glorified victims ought to interrogate their place in the Nigerian Federation. So where whoever questions the injustice, skewed appointments, and inequity against which the justifiable cry out must not be crucified for saying the obvious. We have had cause to declare on more than one occasion that Nigeria as currently constituted is not only unfair and unhealthy but unsustainable. It must be renegotiated if a survivor as one indivisible entity must be assured. But with a Fulani irredentist as president, any idle talk about restructuring or renegotiation will always fall on deaf ears. He may not even understand what these demands entail. Igbokwe has been called names in the past for his rabid patriotism. He has been labeled a fulefu, a wasted child, or a prodigal son by his critics for his anti-IPOB and ESN rantings online. It seems he hates the gods of Kanu and his followers, those vociferously and uncompromisingly demanding the establishment of the Biafran nationhood east of the Niger. But before they kill Brother Igbokwe as he is alleging, we must warn against visiting violence or murder on anyone in disagreement with our views or stance on any issue. Igbokwe may have sinned, but he must be allowed to be. He and his family, nothing he has said or done thus far deserve or warrant issuing a fatwa on his head. No, not everyone are fans of Nnamdi Kanu, but majority of Igbos share in his Biafra vision. If things continue as they are in the southeast region, then he may be vindicated sooner or later, no matter the final outcome of his current judicial travail in Abuja. Please let Big Brother Joe and his family be. We cannot afford to lose him now, even though we concede that he's a glorified executive, a fulefu. Okay, this is some SOC. Okay, one. Okay, one. Let Joe Igbokwe be. Larry brother Joe Igbokwe. Big Brother Igbokwe, let him be. Nobody should be killed as a result of his personal views on issues. However, one should not wear psychophancy as if it is a garment of honor. Igbokwe have never criticized any injustice done to his people, but we be quick to ask for the head of any Igbo man that disagrees with Buhari. When Airpeace boss was wrongly indicted in US, Igbokwe was firing in all cylinders, asking him to go to the US and clear his name. But when Abakari was equally indicted, Igbokwe lost his voice and maintained a dubious silence. Well, as for me, that's a full man that called Joe Igbokwe deserves more than what they are threatening him with. Well, Mr. SOC, okay, when you defeated your argument, neither did you inform your readers your stand on the Biafran project. You are aware that Nnamdi Kanu insults and threatens anybody that has contrary opinion on the subject matter, even sitting state governors, whom he put price tags on the head, the governors and the so and so forth. So guys, let's hear your opinion and let's know your thoughts on this.